Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today guys, we are going to be continuing our 3-game match review series. Now, in today's video, we're actually going to be winding the clock back all the way to Sunday afternoon for this one. Now, I know this is being uploaded on the Tuesday. I wanted to try and do it on the Monday, but priorities do have to sometimes come in life, and I had to choose between tipping or this, and I just thought tipping does do overall better than this anyway, and tipping is more fun anyway, and it gets the viewers in as well. So I decided to do tipping. So today it is a double upload, of course. Today we have match reviews and the round preview coming later today as well, which is exciting. There's going to be some occasions throughout the year as well where it will be like this, because of course Monday games, again, well, round 6, which is technically this round now, but yeah, that's going to be exciting. So again, we'll just have to wait and see how that round travels, but I'm going to try and do tipping on the Monday night as often as possible, unless if there's a Monday night game, well then that changes things. But anyway, today we are going to be reviewing Carlton versus Port Adelaide, Essendon versus Fremantle, and Hawthorn versus Geelong. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get right into things. So the first game we're going to be reviewing today is Carlton versus Port Adelaide, round 5, 1:10 or 1:40 Victorian time at the MCG. Now, don't think I watched any of this game. No, I didn't watch any of this game. But it was a pretty close contest. I mean, at the end anyway. Carlton had this one in the bag. They were up by 50 points at one stage and almost choked it. Amon did have a chance to kick the sealer and, well, to kick the match-winning goal. And no, he missed. Well, it didn't even have the journey. Wiedering, I'm pretty sure, was thumped it through for the behind. And then the Blues won. But again, the power, they showed that they are back. They are trying to really compete. And I feel like a loss against West Coast for the Power could be season ending, really. I feel like that rules them out of top 4 contention. Because if they want to be on top 4, they really have to go you can only afford to lose 2 more games after that. Which if you start 0-6, you don't have a very good record. Finals is a different story, making the top 8. But again, you still need to have a pretty decent record to get there. So for the Power, there is some things to think about, and it will definitely be messing with them. For Carlton, they were decent. Their third term was horrible, and so with their final term. They could have won this game by a lot more than just 3 singular points. 38 disposals for Walsh, 5 goals for Charlie Kerner, 113 fantasy for Burton and Rosie and Walsh. Wow, 3 players getting on the same number as well, and Carl aim on 10 tackles. But again, Carlton, they have been good this year. Against Gold Coast wasn't their best. They were still without Cripps, but they still do have a very good midfield room. Now there we have a look at AFL Fantasy again, 113 for Walsh, Rosie, Burton. 109 fantasy for Butters, 107 for Burn-Jones, 102 for Kerno, and 100 for Houston. And then Cottrell, he gets in with a 94, Kennedy 91, at Cherry 91, 86 for Mackay, 84 for Fisher, 83 for Hewitt. So plenty of Carlton players getting in and around. Same with Port. At 5 goals for Kerno, 3 for Mackay, Gray, 2 for Fisher, Power, Pepper, Martin, Georgiades, Burton, and then 1 for plenty of players. 33 disposals for Walsh, 2 for Cherry and Butters. If we have a look at the marks, 12 for Burn-Jones, 9 for Houston, 9 for Georgiades, and 9 for Jonas. Tackles, 6 for Walsh and Rosie. Hit-outs, 27 for Pitternet, 20 for Sam Hayes, 8 for Silvani, 3 for Mackay, 2 for Finlayson, I'm pretty sure, yeah, and 1 for Power Pepper, and 1 for Marshall. So Power Pepper actually had a hit-out. That's interesting. Let's go into the stats. So that's what some of the stats say. Very, very even contest, but the Blues really should have been winning that one by more than that, I'd be saying. As a Blues fan, obviously you have to be happy with the win, but being up 50 points and almost losing is a bit scary. They're in front for the entire contest, though, were the Blues. But again, just something to think about for the Blues, but they've had a good start to the year. Challenge coming up against Freo. That should be a good contest, though. So now for the Fremantle Dockers, they get another nice win onto their stretch. Essendon 11.59, Dockers 16.11, 107. They win by 48 points. Now, I will tell you this real quick. Look at the Worm real quick. It was an even contest for 2 quarters. third quarter, fourth quarter, the Dockers blew it out. They did this against the Giants, and they have done it again. They are looking really sharp right now, the Dockers, and I feel like that's why I've tipped them against the Blues at home. I feel like we do have a close contest there, but again, I still feel like the Dockers, they've just been very good lately. Yes, they did drop a game against the Saints, which they definitely should have won. And they could be like 5-0. They are 4-1, but again, they're playing well right now. And the Bombers, there's just nothing to say about them. They've got Collingwood next week, and I've tipped Collingwood just for that reason. The Bombers just aren't good right now. They hung in there for the whole half. It was extremely close for the first half. Half time, 38-41, could not split them. And then after that, it was just Dockers. Bombers had two behinds in the third term, and from there you could just sense game over. At three-quarter time, it was pretty much game over. You could just tell. If the Bombers had 40 at three-quarter time compared to 80, they weren't coming back, and that was the story. They didn't. The Dockers, that is a really, really important performance for that reason. 34 disposals for Brayshaw and Heppel. Brayshaw does it week in, week out now. He's fantastic. Matt Taberner with 7 goals. That is outrageous. If he manages to do that, not just once, if he can do that on a few occasions this year, watch out, this forward line could be deadly. Jordan Clark, he just provides some speed, which is really good. You've got Frederick also in their team, which does that. Brody, he's been a revolution as well. He's been fantastic. He's been the change they needed through the middle. Brayshaw 123 AFL fantasy. But this team, wow, they're looking good. And I did say finalists for them this year. Put up a performance like that. And that is fantastic. 107 AFL fantasy for Sarong. What a young gun he is. 103 for Heppel. 102 for Kelly. 100 for Darcy. 99 for Taberner. Again, no one was even getting close to Taberner's 7 goals. Because the Dockers kicked 16. He kicked 7 of them. 7 straight as well. 2 goals for Banfield. And 2 for Darcy. 2 for Martin. And Waterman. And Trukowski. And Frederick. So there was plenty of players getting in there. Disposals. 33 for Parrish. Again, you know what you're going to get from him. 30 for Sarong. 26 for Kelly and Brody. Brody is fantastic for the Dockers. Will Brody, he has made, he's really, like, he got given for practically nothing. And, yeah, he's made his career now. 9 marks for Laverde, Kelly, Young, and Cox. Tackles, that'll be Brennan Cox, sorry. Tackle 7 for Clark, 6 for Devon Smith and Lob. And Ben Hobbs, he got his first crack and he had the 5 tackles as well. Hit-outs, 30 for Draper, 23 for Darcy, 8 for Wright and 8 for Lob, and the 1 for Phillips. But we'll go and have a look at some stats. But the Dockers, they were just demolishing. They were good. You normally do expect quite close games between these two teams, but it just goes to show how much the Bombers are struggling right now. They're just not in the right space at all. And a real big Anzac Day clash is confronting them as well. And yeah, they just need to be a little bit better. They're just not really playing the way they should be right now. And finals for them they're going away week by week, slowly but slowly. So one more thing just on the Bombers. The Bombers have had a hard start to the year, but they just, I can't write a team off now, but they just have had quite a tough start to the year. Now, this game, talking Hawks-Cats now, talking Hawks-Cats on the Monday. This is why this video is coming out on Tuesday, because I had to pick tipping or this, which I decided to do tipping on the Monday night instead of this. But we had an absolute Easter classic. Here. Hawthorn, 14-8-92. Geelong, 11-14-80. Now, the Cats, they were inaccurate. This is definitely what would have costed them the game. But, again, it was a really exciting, close contest. The Hawks, they led for more. They were just a better team. You can see here that they led the first term. They were up 33-10 at quarter time. And then they led 52-42 at the half. And then the Cats, they had a slight lead at three-quarter time before the Hawks come back to win 92-80. Now, the Hawks, this is the real redemption performance, I feel. I feel like this is the real redemption performance. This brings them back. This was what they needed. Tom Mitchell, 33 disposals, 4 goals for Dylan Moore, 180 fantasy for James Sicily, 10 tackles for Joel Selder. I feel like this is what they needed to be back in the conversation again. They got a home game against Sydney next week at UTAS. They could definitely, I'm going to say this now, wouldn't be surprised if they were to upset. The Hawks could pull one off. I do feel that is 100% possible. They could pull it off. But I'm just thinking now that after this performance, that was a good performance. They're getting more credit from me, I reckon. The Cats, they've got North Melbourne, which they should still be able to win. Again, more accurate, they would have won this game. But the Hawks, they were good. They could definitely pull up an upset next week. The Cats should win, but again, they've been pretty good as well this year, the Cats. It was just disappointing performance. Inaccuracy probably cost them. I feel like that is probably a safe thing to say. Getting 8 behinds compared to 5 goals. So kicking 5 goals, 8 in the next half. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 5 goals, 8. Yep, 5 goals, 8 compared to the Hawks kicking 6 goals, 4. So you can see the difference there. But it was a really even contest. Both teams were never out of it. The Cats did look out of it early, but again, first quarter, you can't write a team off then. You got to watch the whole thing because you can make a monstrous comeback. But yeah, we'll go and have a look at some plays. I was about to end it there, but I was like, oh, hang on, wait, we've got plays to do. 25 hit-outs for Stanley, 16 for Blitzarves, 11 for Kosicki, 10 for Reeves, 6 for Hawkins, 5 for Nash, 8 for Fantasy, 113 for Newcomb, 111 for Selwood, 100 for Moore, 98 for Blitzarves, 95 for Stewart, 94 for Mitchell, and 92 for Morrison. Goals behinds, 4 for Moore, 3 goals for Hawkins, 3 for Gunston, 3 for Stengel and Cameron and Lewis. So they all got in there. Disposals, 31 for Newcomb, 27 for Stewart, 26 for Sicily and Selwood. Now marks, 15 for Sicily, 15 for Sicily. 15 for Sicily. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. 9 for Morrison, so obvious, and Myers, sorry. Stopping the Cats going into the attack. Tackles, 10 for Selwood, 9 for Blitzarves, and 6 for Moore and O'Connor. So, I'm going to go and have a look at some stats, then we're going to finish it up there. This was a real Easter Monday classic, as we normally do see. Last year we got a good game between them. This year again, look at that. Clearances were all locked up. You could not split them in any way. Now, that is definitely a rare occurrence. But the Cats smashed in the hit-outs. That would have been funny if that was also even as well. Turnovers couldn't split them either. But yeah, this was a very good game. This one, it was an exciting contest, and the Hawks just a better team. And again, you could say accuracy was definitely a reason, and definitely it was. Both teams are good, and the Hawks just that little bit better. So now, here is the ladder. Here is what we have. Melbourne, the only club yet to lose. Port, the only club yet to win. Now this is the ladder so far. And boy, this is an exciting ladder as well. You got teams like the Dockers, the Saints up there, the Blues up there, the Hawks up there, the Pies are up there as well in a higher position than where we'd expect them to be at this stage. So again, and then you got teams like Giants, Bombers, Port Adelaide, which is still, and even the Western Bulldogs that are really out of the mix. So far, but again, this is still very early stages of the year. Melbourne have obviously set the scene quite high, set the standard quite high, but there's plenty of teams that are right on their tail. So we'll go and have a look at what the next round holds for us. So round 6 is a big round, not going to go too much in detail as round previews will cover that, but you can see here that the Giants have the Saints on the Friday night in Monaco. That's a big game for both these clubs. Bulldogs and Adelaide clash that. Probably the Bulldogs should be able to get over. Port and West Coast, big game for the Power. Freo Carlton, probably one of the hardest games to split this round as well. North Cats, massive game for the Cats. North Melbourne, they need to try and pull something out of the bag after a disappointing loss to the Dogs. The Q Clash, and then we have the Anzac Day games. Richmond, Melbourne. Melbourne, they'll probably be able to get another comfortable win. Hawthorn, Sydney, that could be a good contest. A little bit better than what we all think. And Essendon Collingwood, the Anzac Day game. Who gets the chocolates this year? The Pies are in more form than the Bombers. So that is what the round has for us coming up. We'll have a quick look at round 7, another pretty vital round. West Coast Richmond, Geelong Freo, Adelaide GWS, Melbourne Hawthorn, St Kilda Port Adelaide, Carlton, North Melbourne, Collingwood, Gold Coast, Western Bulldogs, Essendon, and Sydney, Brisbane. So there we go. And then, of course, what this round had for us, what round number 5 had in the round of the East, there was some big wins, some tight matchups, and some really important games which determine. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so then you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye everyone. Flaming Footy out.